Frogs and toads can't get out of a pond if it has steep sides, so you should always build it with a shallow end. It should also be deep enough never to freeze at the bottom. If you think making the pond was good fun, just think of having lessons like this. This pond is just 6 months old, and already the plants are well established. Though only a handful of pondweed was thrown in here, it's flourishing under the surface. Insects attracted by the plants have started off a chain of wildlife, all dependent on each other. Eager to continue their studies, the pupils of Ryecroft Middle School take their nets, bowls, pencils, notebooks and reference books down to the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. Mr. Rymer tries to keep up with their questions.
Yes, it's a weir, not a waterfall. And it's a kind of wall across the river to build up a depth of water behind it. And then they could use the power of the water in the water mills to turn the mill machinery.
The object of this excursion is to study a disused basin, once used by the coal barges. It's now a peaceful backwater, and boats are forbidden to enter.
Right, stop there. Now, what can you see just in front of you? What do you think all this old, rotten-looking wood might be?
An old barge where it's crashed in.
Well, it's an old barge that's sunk, hasn't it? And they haven't bothered to take it away. Actually, these barges had a very strange name, very unusual name. Does anybody know what that name was?
Tom Pudding.
Yes, they call them Tom Puddings.
Inside the barges, the water is calm and still. A host of plants have taken it over. Just how differently do they grow?
This tall spiky plant that's sticking out, you know what that's called, don't you?
Arrowhead.
That's called arrowhead. Where do you think its roots are?
At the bottom where the mud is.
In the mud at the bottom, good. So that's a plant that needs to live in the water and it comes up through the water. What about this green stuff on the surface here, Vicky?
Duckweed.
That's called duckweed. And when we had a look at that, we saw it's got very thin little roots that just float under the water. So that one's actually on the water. Now, one of you found some sort of slimy green stuff under the water. Anybody know what that is? Yes?
Algae.
Yes, that's very good, Vicky. It's called algae, and it's a plant which doesn't have green leaves, and it lives underneath the water. Now, what about over there, Danny? You pointed out straight away when we came in. What have we got over there?
It's an old tree growing.
We've got a tree actually growing out of the old barge. And it's what kind of tree? It's like one of the ones we've got at school, isn't it?
An
alder tree, which quite likes to have its roots in damp ground or even in water. So, although it's a bit falling down now, perhaps, it's grown for quite a long time in that situation.
They found plants growing in 4 different ways. Under the water, some mainly in, on the surface, and finally a tree mostly growing above.
That's yours, Vicky.
Come, Michelle.
Right, that's got a bit tangled up, hasn't it? Take that one. Oops, sorry, Gaynor. That's yours. Right, OK, Simon, take that anyway, and then you can both have one.
After looking at the vegetation growing in the basin, it was time to find out what else lived there. This water scorpion's a stranger, one they hadn't found in their pond at school. But these sticklebacks are very familiar. And these are cousin of the garden snail. Before carefully returning the contents of the bowls to the canal, there's plenty of time to record their findings. This part of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal is a site of special scientific interest because of its variety of plants, a plant reserve. Fairburn Ings at Castleford is a bird sanctuary run by the RSP.